What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You'll get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to go. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great, and even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So look, I'm super juiced because this week went by super fast. It is now finally Friday, you know what I'm saying, and I get to chill for the weekend, but the battle don't stop, you know what I'm saying? So y'all already know how I do. I'm just one of those people that feel as if you wake people up from the slumber of being in the dark, they can finally see the light. And there are a lot of techniques and things that have been put into the world to basically act as if the darkness doesn't live here, but it does. You know what I'm saying? And if we are more wise and in tune with the tricks and the wisdom that comes with someone who lives in the dark, the more easier it'll be for you to be able to spot it out. You know what I'm saying? So you can protect yourself, especially if you are a light being. So with that being said, a lot of us are waking up to who we truly are by clearing a lot of blocks that we have had. You know, the universe, God, Allah, whoever you choose to pray to, has made it to where a lot of people in life have been able to remove the blocks that have kept them trapped from revealing who they truly are, right? And I feel as if when you get an understanding and knowing of who you truly are, a lot of people will try to scare you out of that. You know what I'm saying? They will try to get you out of who you are by pumping fear into you. And these are a lot of people that have sold themselves to the darkness, you know what I'm saying? And their whole mission was to make sure that they weed out anyone of light by projecting onto them, right? So with that being the case, I'm pretty sure a lot of us are wise enough to understand that the intrusive thoughts, you know what I'm saying, the thoughts that are not yours, you know what I'm saying, the way the brain works when you finally clear up, you know what I'm saying, the blocks that have been keeping you trapped from understanding and knowing what was really going on in your brain. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things and thoughts come from past trauma. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could be able to create things in your life based off of how you felt about trauma. That's why it's so very important that you understand and become wise enough to handle and control your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, being the fact that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, a lot of people are being able to tap into, you know what I'm saying, a person's consciousness based off of their insecurities. You know what I'm saying? And basically, if they're of the dark, they're trying to, you know what I'm saying, figure out a way to get you to transfer maybe your light thoughts into dark thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when you have a certain connection with someone and you're well aware, you know what I'm saying, of being able to understand and control your thoughts, a lot of those thoughts aren't yours. They're coming from, you know, a third party. So you have to be mindful of understanding who you are to be able to control them. But I have to help y'all realize and understand, sometimes when they're so hell-bent on trying to see your demise, they will come rapidly, you know what I'm saying, and extensively, just created from their unhealed wounds and trauma. A lot of times they don't even know you. They don't know nothing about you. It's just that subconsciously your mind has connected with maybe the trauma parts of them. And because you made it out and maybe they haven't, they will use their intrusive thoughts to a certain situation to be able to impact your growth. So you have to be able to understand who you truly are and realize that you can learn game from anyone who has finally understood the ability to be themselves. So listen, everywhere I go, everything I do, the darkness is always following me. You know what I'm saying? To try to get me to stop talking, to try to get me to be quiet, to try to get me to stop being who I am. They are on assignment to make sure that I don't be able to keep talking. And because that is the case, I found some locations that, you know what I'm saying, will weed them out unintentionally. So for people out there that are light beings that have woken up to who they are, you know what I'm saying, go to a cemetery. If you want to stop the intrusive thoughts, you want to stop the darkness from coming for you, go to a cemetery. Now again, understanding and being wise enough to understand that some will try it, but most of them will stay out because they are fully aware, or maybe they are not aware of understanding that a lot of the souls they have took, or the people they have killed from their own damage, live in the cemetery. You know what I'm saying? And they do not be wanting to face their own darkness inside themselves. It is more of a challenge when the dark faces the light, not when they have to face their own darkness inside themselves. So again, understanding and being mindful, just from my experience, they can't hurt you in the cemetery. You know what I'm saying? They will not come to the cemetery. You know what I'm saying? And the intrusive thoughts will stop. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you pick a good one. You just got to, but again, there is really, I don't think, not a bad one. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think, a lot of people could be very good-hearted people who, you know what I'm saying, passed away at the hands of darkness, who are now in these graves. You know what I'm saying? Wishing and hoping that people wake up to their demise so that they can be able to keep living on. You know what I'm saying? And the spirits after them. I think that's what it's truly about. And I've learned just from experience that, you know what I'm saying, being here, you know what I'm saying, at one, is probably where I feel the safest. It may be creepy to some people, but it's not creepy to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared at all. It's actually very soothing, because a lot of the darkness refuses to come here. As whereas, you know what I'm saying, when you go to like a park or something, everybody's free to come there. So there are people with so many intrusive thoughts, so many people there trying to, you know what I'm saying, take a bite out of your spirit, wanting to get close to you, that they try to, you feel me, project how they feel onto you. And again, you are, you know what I'm saying, strong enough to know how to protect yourself. But when you're someone that has cleared the blocks inside yourself to be able to be here, to be a light being, to understand and feel what people are going through, just to have a level of empathy that you have for the world, it becomes very mind-boggling a lot of times when you're put into public spaces and you choose to be who you are. And a lot of people don't understand. They'll basically intentionally try to do things to make you give them some attention or satisfaction so that they can be able to control the narrative of the work you've been doing on yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if I can just have any game for anybody, a lot of times it's hard to get away and do times and do things for yourself because you're constantly surrounded by people. So if you're one who's not scared, you feel me? Because like I said, a lot of us who have cleared the blocks inside ourselves, we have woken up to our darkness and we choose to walk in our light. Doesn't mean we're not dark, we just know how to operate in it. So the cemetery doesn't scare me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here and I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, be by myself and chill. Now again, knowing and understanding, you know what I'm saying, you have to be mindful and aware when they know that and they catch on to that, you know what I'm saying, they'll try to attack that too. That's just what comes with it. But again, my voice and what I say, it speaks volumes, and I'm not afraid. You know what I'm saying? And I also know how to move around. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, for the people out there that is having a hard time, like you're taking steps to try to clear your mind, but it becomes hard when you're around people that see your destination and your path and they want to do everything they can to try to attack it. Maybe sometimes going to where your family members are, you know what I'm saying, going to where your loved ones are and sitting with them will be able to have you understand and get a control on what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. How many times do people go to the cemetery after a loved one has passed? Maybe the first 2 to 3 years, yeah. But then after that, they completely forget. They completely get wrapped up in this life. It's almost, again, like I said, these people become a distant memory. They never remember who these people are. And their legacy could have been high. They could have actually did something in the world. Like the one that I'm at, you know what I'm saying? Like most of them died in like the 1800s. Way before I was even thought of, or even, you know, my granny was thought of. You know what I'm saying? It's a very old cemetery. But I just believe truly, you know what I'm saying, that they did something for this city that maybe could be oftentimes overstepped and ignored when you have new people come in who move in the dark, and they'll do everything to try to erase the light, because again, it becomes a money motivated type of thing where usually the people that paved the way before us, their history becomes non-existent. You got to think of all the things that are not told to the world, that keeps that certain information out, because if you don't have anyone willing to reveal that information, people get overshadowed by new information, and then they tend to leave that information out, and then we never really know, you know what I'm saying, how things were created, how they were done, why they look at it like this. That's why it'd be very important, you know what I'm saying, to history class. But again, like I said, a history teacher can choose to tell the history from a version that they understand. If you can see through that and you speak up and you say something about it, they may not know how to handle that. You know what I'm saying? That's just the spirits of people and what you're working with. You know what I'm saying? People twist and turn things to fit their own crazy narrative. That's why you got to be willing to do research for yourself. Anytime I got a question about something or I want to know something, I do my own research. I don't really ask anybody because, again, they're going to tell you from their own level of understanding. And it may not be the facts, you know? So, just, you know what I'm saying, for people that, because, again, the intrusive thoughts are very powerful. And sometimes they come in so much that it's hard for you to rationalize what's really your thoughts and what's really theirs. So just some words of advice coming from someone that's went through and is getting through the experience. Coming to a cemetery, the intrusive thoughts completely stop. And it's not until you remove yourself and you go back and be surrounded by individuals that they come back. So, you know what I'm saying? Just some game for the people out there that are having a hard time navigating what's currently going on in the world, which is the spirits of people that may have died due to the darkness. Their thoughts also come up in your brain chemistry. You know what I'm saying? These people physical body may have died, but the intrusive thoughts never did. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm a very adamant, you know what I'm saying, on what I stand on. You know what I'm saying? Drugs and alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Breaking the law, violence, you know what I'm saying? You can be strong and not have to move that way. You know what I'm saying? Because I know for a fact a lot of those dark ways got people trapped into their own lives. You know what I'm saying? Fighting their own demons and they lost. You know? When they could have overcame them if they had the ability to be stronger. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter what a person paints about a person, what you may know about a person. I promise you, there are always secrets in a person's soul that you don't know or that the family don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's painted in a dark way. And then some people will say they don't know about something, but really they know, for real. They just don't be wanting to admit it. Because, again, like I've said in the past video, it paints a narrative about a person, and they don't be wanting that to be exposed. You know what I'm saying? But when you are a person that is conceived through someone that has that lineage, oftentimes is wiser if you tell that person, let that person know what they could be up against. You know? But again, like I said, we live in a world where nobody wants to see anybody get ahead. It's all about who gets in front of who. But again, when you know you got a certain, you know what I'm saying, understanding about life, and you've been sent to battle the belly of the beast, it's nothing that anyone can do. And you'll be able to, you know what I'm saying, discover what was otherwise hidden from you, you feel me, through your soul. You know what I'm saying? You just got to believe it and understand it and know that it's true, especially if you receive things that you've never received before. These are coming from the spirits that may not be here anymore. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to give you keys on trying to battle what you could be facing right now. They call them the ancestors, you know what I'm saying? They are. You feel me? I promise you, your soul is intertwined with everybody before you, after you, that you're connected to. You feel me? Usually they have the same blueprint. And oftentimes they consist of people that didn't have the ability to fight the battle in the war. So don't be afraid to tap in. Especially when you know things that you otherwise ask people and they didn't give you the answer, and now you know. Believe it. Trust it. You know what I'm saying? And know that the wisdom come from the spirits. A person's physical body dies, but their spirit doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It stays alive until it's able to transition to the other side by allowing a person to come in and break the chains. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? That's why just some wisdom, I'm not afraid. I actually feel the safest at a cemetery. You know what I'm saying? But respect the cemetery. Don't be walking on people's graves. Don't, you feel me, be bringing stuff to the cemetery that you know ain't supposed to be there. Now, to each his own. I just feel for me, it's totally different. These spirits that are in these graves are still alive. You feel me? Don't play with them or they will play with you. And you may hurt yourself or something may happen in the cemetery. And if you alone, there might not be nobody there to rescue you. So so I'm just saying, be careful. You know what I'm saying? Go visit your people, man. You know what I'm saying? Their spirits are very much alive. And they probably been waiting for a breakthrough that they thought would never come. Especially to a lot of the people that I know, that I've been connected to, that have passed away due to alcoholism or, you know what I'm saying, drugs, which was something put into your body and made you become addicted to where it killed you slowly from the inside out. You know what I'm saying? That's the saddest, because it'd be like you could have beat that. You really could have. You really could have. You know what I'm saying? But again, if someone before them passed away like that, usually it's carried on. And it may skip people. You just never know. That's why it's better to just cut the head off the snake and let that shit be gone. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? For real. It's very important that people start to understand what we really messing with these days. And we in a whole different timeline, in a whole different life. It's all the movies we've been watching has now came to the surface. That's why now movies are going to be brought out that people can truly understand and get a own personal opinion on it, instead of wondering why you addicted to something but you don't see it playing out in your real life. That's because we've been fed an illusion. To clear your brain is to clear the blocks, to heal, to be able to receive, you know what I'm saying, and be open to things that were otherwise closed off to us, especially a lot of people of my culture. You know what I'm saying? So listen, that's just some game and some wisdom. Anything I experience going forward, if I can be of service to anybody to help, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us are waking up, and it's a battle. It's hard. I'm telling you, you got to be strong enough to face it, or we'll take you under. Or you find yourself reverting back to the things, or digging deeper into the things that make you run away from what you're facing, because it's easier that way. Listen, ain't no drug or no bottle gonna save you from what's going on right now. The only way you can save it is to understand who you are and find new ways, different ways to handle what you're going to be going through, because the battle has just begun. Don't be afraid. Listen, I know a lot more people who are not afraid than they think they are. You know what I'm saying? But again, they listen. They're actually not scared, but because of the soul has been hidden for so long, it may be things inside of it that keeps them scared. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared. It won't hurt you. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.